Hello, it's Paige Green from Paige Green's Tutoring, and today we're going to be looking at solving simultaneous equations. This is the first video in a series of videos on simultaneous equations. This first video will focus on looking at solving simultaneous equations that have the same sign, so they're both positive, and they have the same coefficient. Now, simultaneous equations is just another way of saying solving an equation when you're trying to find two unknowns. You're simultaneously trying to find x and y. So we're used to seeing equations where we're just finding x, for example, but now we're looking at finding two unknowns. Let's look at the first one. 2x plus 5y equals 9 and 2x plus 3y equals 7. Now, it's quite hard looking at those, trying to think about how we might solve them. However, what we can see here is that we have a 2x here and a 2x in this equation. And that's really going to help us out, because what we can do is we can take these two equations away. And if you do that, you'll see what happens. Now, 2x take away 2x is 0x, so I've essentially cancelled those two out. 5y take away 3y leaves me with 2y, and 9 take away 7 leaves me with 2. So when you're taking them away, you're taking away the x's, and then the y's, and then your answers. So making sure you're doing it for them all. Now we can find out what y is. We can just divide both sides by 2, as we know that 2y is equal to 2, so y must equal 1. Because 2 divided by 2 is 1. Now we're not done there. We know what y is, but we need to find the x value as well. Now the way that we do this is we just pick one of the equations to substitute it into. So let's go for the top one. I've got 2x, I don't know what x is, plus 5 lots of 1 equals 9. So I've just substituted in y for 1. Now if I work that out, I know that 5 times 1 is 5, and that is equal to 9. Now we can solve this to find x. So getting rid of that 5 first by taking it away from both sides leaves me with 2x equals 4, and then getting rid of that 2 by dividing both sides by 2. And that leaves us with x equals 2. So our answers for this is y equals 1 and x equals 2. We've solved those equations simultaneously. Let's look at the next one. We have x plus 3y equals 38 and x plus 6y equals 53. Again, you'll notice that these x's are the same. The y's have different coefficients, so we can't get rid of them, but we can get rid of the x's by taking them away. X times x is just nothing. 3y take away 6y is negative 3y, and 38 take away that 53 gives us negative 15. Now again, we're going to solve y. We're going to divide both sides by negative 3, because we want to get rid of that negative 3, so we've just got y on its own. Now negative 15 divided by negative 3 gives us 5. So y would be 5. Now we're not done there. We need to now find the other value, which is x. So just like we did before, we're going to pick one of the equations to substitute it into. I'm just going to go for the top one again. So I've got x plus 3 lots of y, but we know y is 5, equals 38. 3 lots of 5 is just 15, and that equals 38. Now to find x, it's a little bit easier than last time. I just need to get rid of that 15, which leaves me with x equals 23. So our answers to this is y equals 5 and x equals 23. Now we're going to go through one more before I get you to have a go at one on your own. Here I've got 10x plus y equals 29 and 7x plus y equals 20. Now this time it's the y's in the middle that are the same. Now they're both positive, so I can just take them away. 10x take away 7x is 3x, y take away y just disappears. And then we've got 29 take away 20, which is 9. Solving that to find out what x is, we can just divide both sides by 3, which means that x is 3. But we're not done there yet. We need to find out what y is. So picking one of the equations, again, I'll just go for the top. I've got 10x, now x is 3, plus y equals 29. Now 10 times 3 is 30, plus y equals 29. Now to solve this, I just want to get rid of that 30 from both sides. 29 take away 30 is negative 1. So my answers are x equals 3 and y equals negative 1. Now I would like you to pause the video and have a go at solving this pair of simultaneous equations. Now you may have noticed on this one, it's the y's here that are the same. So we're going to take them away. 7x take away 4x is just 3x. 2y take away 2y is just nothing. And then we have 33 take away 24, which just leaves me with 9. Now we can solve this by dividing both sides by 3 to get rid of that 3. 9 divided by 3 is just 3. Now we're not done there. We need to find out the other value, which is y. So I'll just substitute it into my first equation. Again, it doesn't matter which one you pick. Now I know 7 lots of 3 is 21, plus that 2y equals 33. Now to solve this, I'm going to get rid of that 21 to start off with, which leaves me with 2y equals 12, and then getting rid of that 2 by dividing both sides by 2, which leaves me with y equals 6. Therefore, the answers here would be x equals 3 and y equals 6. Hopefully that video has given you a little bit of an introduction to how simultaneous equations work. Come back to the next video where we'll be looking at when the coefficients have a negative value.